Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK, and we have a commercial. Good timing. Um, it is Wednesday, January 17th. My name is PK. We're going to be looking at new books released into the wild this week, and today we are looking at romances because it's Wednesday. Good morning, Mary. Happy Wednesday. Hard to believe we are halfway through the week already. Baby, it's cold outside. It was 5 degrees here in Virginia when I took the girls out. Wow, that is cold. So it's even colder here. I can't even imagine how it was there in Montana when you're having negative. Yeah, it was -30, but the wind chill, yeah. We are above zero today. We are about, I think we're starting at 19. Hopefully the wind won't be blowing today. We'll see. But we are expecting white stuff, of course. Can't have one, we have the other. But you stay warm, read good books, drink warm drinks, play with the babies. All righty, let's see. Quick announcements. No sprints tonight. My next sprints are tomorrow evening at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. That will go over 2.5 hours. And then after that, it will be Saturday afternoon. Um, Tomorrow morning's show, same time, same station. We'll be looking at fantasy and sci-fi. All right, let's jump in. Closing a tab as we go here. Love Naturally by Sophie Sullivan. Presley Ayers is not the one you bring on a camping trip. An accomplished concierge at an exclusive hotel in Great Falls, Michigan. Sorry, I was going to say Montana because there is a Great Falls, Montana, Michigan. She knows more about the top 10 places for champagne and caviar than she does about the best hiking boots to go stomping around near Lake Michigan. But when she surprises her boyfriend of 8 months with a vacation to the Get Lost Lodge and he dumps her instead, Presley decides to rough it solo and take the trip herself. When Beckett Keller helps the gorgeous woman off the rickety boat and onto the lodge territory, it's clear to him she's made a mistake. She doesn't like hiking, fishing, or nature in general, so why did she go on this trip? He's got other things on his mind, though, a crumbling lodge and his own plans and dreams that are forever deferred, so he doesn't have time for Ms. Fish out of water. Even so, neither Beckett nor Presley can help that inexplicable draw they feel towards each other. He's all rough stubble and plaid shirts, while she's all high heels and brand name athleisure wear. But you know what they say about opposites. No, what do they say? Yeah, yeah. And I didn't get rid of that banner. Yeah, I don't like those cartoony ones. They don't do it for me. Always remember Ben's story. This is by Mary. I've never known how to say this. Belo. Very big name in romance. This is third in the Ravenswood series. Lady Jennifer Arden and Ben Ellis. It just doesn't go together. Lady Jennifer. You need a Felicity. Know what a match between them is. Know that a match between them is out of the question. Yet their hearts yearn for the impossible. Left unable to walk by a childhood illness, Lady Jennifer, sister of the Duke of Wilby, has grown up to make a happy place for herself in society. Outgoing and cheerful, she has many friends and enjoys the pleasures of high society, even if she cannot dance at balls or stroll in Hyde Park. She is blessed with a large, loving, and protective family, but she secretly dreams of marriage and children and of walking and dancing. When Ben Ellis comes across Lady Jennifer as she struggles to walk with the aid of primitive crutches, he instantly understands her yearning. He is a fixer. It is often said of him that he never saw a practical problem he did not have to solve. He wants to help her discover independence and motion, driving a carriage, swimming, and even walking a different way. But he must be careful. He is the bastard son of the late Earl of Stratton. Though he was raised with the Earl's family, he knows he does not really belong in the world of the Ton. Jennifer is shocked and intrigued by Ben's ideas, and both families are alarmed by the growing friendship and perhaps more that they sense developing between the two. A duke's sister certainly cannot marry the bastard son of an earl, except sometimes love can find a way. Actually, that is very, very provocative, touching in that time period. They'll have to get married if we're being realistic, which we're not. The Lily of Ludgate Hill, Bells of London, Book Number 3 by Mimi Matthews. Fortune favors the bold, but a confirmed spinster, but is a confirmed spinster daring enough to loosen the reins and accept a favor from the wicked gentleman who haunts her dreams. Lady Anne Deverell doesn't spook easily. A woman of lofty social standing, known for her glacial beauty and starchy opinions, she's the unofficial leader of her small group of equestriennes. Since her mother's devastating plunge into mourning 6 years ago, Anne voluntarily renounced any fanciful notions of love and marriage. And yet, when fate puts Anne back into the entirely too enticing path of Mr. Felix Hartford, she's tempted to run right into his arms. No one understands why Lady Anne withdrew into the shadows of society, Hart least of all. The youthful torch he once held for her has long since cooled, or so he keeps telling himself. But now Anne needs a favor to help a friend. Hart will play along with her little ruse on the condition that Anne attend a holiday house party at his grandfather's country estate. No more mourning clothes, no more barriers, only the two of them, unrequited feelings at last laid bare. Finally free to gallop out on her own, Anne makes the tantalizing discovery that beneath the roguish exterior of her not-so-white knight is a man with hidden depths, scorching passions, and a tender heart. And those are the other books in the series. Jill Shalvis, big name. Sorry, coffee was required. This is fifth in the Sunrise Cove series. Luna Wright is a lot of things, but sweet and trusting isn't on the list. Have you noticed all these women are like rhymes with witch? However, she's a sucker for the underdog and a hard luck story. Adopted at birth with scant knowledge of her biological family, she created her own inner circle, a motley crew which includes her bestie Willow, to help her run the struggling but charming Apple Ridge farm. With a farm-to-table cafe as well as a menagerie of rescued animals, complete with a baby goat who keeps escaping to the pantry to eat the secret stash of decidedly not organic potato chips, it's the best home she's ever known. But when the owner, Silas, who they secretly call the Grinch, passes away, Luna discovers the farm is now under control of his investment manager, the enigmatic. Have you noticed that word comes up a whole lot in these books? Jameson Hayes and her, and that Silas had many, many secrets. Now Luna's carefully controlled corner of the world is threatened, and she, along with some help from her friends, has to dig deep to find true strength and the real meaning of love and family. That's a pretty cover. Boone, a Pittsburgh Titans novel by Sawyer Bennett, another big name. And this is a hockey one, I believe. 11th in series. Yes, hockey. Boone Rivers uses his fame and fortune as a professional hockey player to his advantage, but not in the way most people would think. Volunteering as often as his busy schedule will allow, Boone meets one brave young boy who turns his world upside down. As a first-line right winger for the Pittsburgh Titans, I wonder if people who read these hockey romances are actually learning things about hockey. I thrive on the thrill of the game. I live for the smell of the ice, the cheer of the crowd, and the way my heart pounds whenever I step into the arena. But once I'm out of my skates, my focus is on giving back to the city of Pittsburgh. It's funny how life puts people in your path. I meet Aiden while visiting the children's hospital, and I'm struck by the strength and resilience of this 12-year-old kid fighting for his life. As my visits continue, we bond over video games and hockey until one day Aiden's older sister walks into the room and I realize might be a bigger purpose here. Lily Hoffman has the weight of the world resting on her slight shoulders. Aiden's illness isn't getting better. She's at risk of losing her job, and their father is looking for the answers to his prayers at the bottom of a liquor bottle. I find myself wanting to lessen Lily's burden, and what starts as a simple act of friendship turns into so much more. As we grow closer, I can't help but fall for this fiercely protective and independent woman with a tender heart and bruised but not yet broken spirit. As we face a future of never ending uncertainty, I vow to be Lily's source of strength and comfort. Lily and Aiden have reaffirmed to me the importance of giving and receiving love unconditionally, even in the darkest of times. And no matter what happens next, no one can take that from us. He's not a hockey player. Of course, he's not smiling with his full mouth open. He probably doesn't have any teeth. He's too good looking to be a hockey player. Stand Up Guy by Nina Kay. The most uplifting romance you'll read this year. Already in January. That's it. Dumped by Instagram posts. Not a whiff of a social life. Can it get any worse? Oh, I'm sure it can. After a string of failed relationships, romantic and platonic, Leah's had enough of watching life happen without her. When she bumps into Shep, a comedian at the Edinburgh Festival in need of accommodation, it feels like destiny, and voila! Leah now has a lodger and some company. The two get on like a flat on fire, and Leah can't resist falling for outgoing Shep, but she knows it's a mistake that will cost her heart. He's just another guy passing through after all, and with Shep's stand-up routine edging him closer to his big break, there's no way he'll stick around. Love is no laughing matter as the festival draws to a close. Can Leah find the confidence to step up and confess her feelings for Shep? Will he want to stay? Read it and find out. Thank you, buddy. Seriously Pucked. Did we read this one? They all start to be the same. Third in the Chicago Racketeers by Emma Fox. Dating and falling in love is fun. Getting serious is, well, serious. It means real life situations like fathers getting sick, people you love getting injured, and maybe worst of all, work parties with your significant others. Shudder. But this is what it's like when you're in a relationship. Things aren't always rainbows and unicorns. Even if you're living and laughing with and having hot sex every night with three men who worship the ground you walk on. Trust me, that's amazing, really amazing. I'd probably give up cookies for this amazing, and best of all, my men would never make me give up cookies. But I'm having to hang on a lot tighter for this ride than I expected because I'm not just figuring things out with one guy, I've got three. And if we're seriously going to do this, then we have to figure out if we're really all in for better or worse. Danny, Nathan, Michael, and crew are back in another steaming Why Choose rom-com. No cheating, a guaranteed happy ever after, and the guys are all about her. Okay. One is hard enough. I mean, seriously, if you are, this is definitely written by somebody who's not married. Jaded. So jaded. Oh, I know. No money was spent on any of these covers. Yeah. Okay, our budget is $25. Here you go. Okay, 100. Love Me by Jessica Saunders. A pitch perfect exploration of modern married life. Embraces the truth that some old flames can't be snuffed out no matter how many years go by. I'd be more open to this if it didn't have that cover. Rachel Miller is a lawyer and mother of two who's just as comfortable in a courtroom as she is on the sidelines of a soccer field. Sure, her marriage is on autopilot, her parents are overly involved, and the other suburban moms are just a little bit catty. But if you ask Rachel, life is good. That is until her world is upended when racy photos of her and her high school boyfriend, the famous actor Jack Bellow, along with his love letters to her, are published in a tabloid, unexpectedly thrusting Rachel into the spotlight. This newfound attention calls into question her marriage, her career, and her superstar ex. Betrayed by someone she trusted and reunited with the man she tried so hard to forget, Rachel must ask herself, how did I get here, and what do I really want? A sweet, honest foray into love, marriage, and the fantasy of a second chance romance with the one that got away. Which way is it going to go? Well, I hope for the child she stays with her husband. Let's see, we did that one. That's a fantasy. Mhm. Some of these I see, I'm, I know have already been out for a while. That one we're going to look at tomorrow. Say you'll be mine. Let's double check the date. Yep, we're good. This is by, I think it's going to be Naina Kumar. A teacher with big dreams joins forces with a no nonsense engineer to survive an ex's wedding and escape matchmaking pressure from their Indian families. Their plan, faking an engagement, of course. I'm going to say these names wrong. I apologize in advance. Meghna Raman defied her parents' wishes and followed her life's passion, becoming a theater teacher and aspiring playwright. When she discovers that her beloved writing partner, best friend, and secret crush Seth is engaged and not to her, she realizes he's about to become the one that got away. Even worse, he's asked her to be his best man. Wasn't this a Julia Roberts movie like a billion years ago? And worse than that, she's agreed, determined to try and move on. I'm just going to say Meg, I apologize. Agrees to let her parents introduce her to a potential match. Maybe she could marry the engineer that her parents still wish she'd become. Grumpy, keyword, grumpy engineer Karthik Murthy has seen enough of his parents' marriage to know it's not for him. He agreed to his mother's matchmaking attempts to make her happy, never dreaming he would meet someone as vibrant as Meg. Though he can't offer her something real, a fake engagement could help pursue the sting of planning Seth's wedding festivities, and he avoid the absurd number of setups his mother has planned for him. As the two find common ground, grow protective of each other's hearts, and start to fall for the traits they originally thought they hated, an undeniable chemistry emerges. But soon their expectations and insecurities threaten something that's become a lot more real than they'd planned. This is a delightful trip back to the heyday of swoony romantic comedies from the 90s. Told you, Julia Roberts. But with a deep and poignant look at the effects of culture and family in our most intimate relationships. There you go. I just kidding. Yeah. Soothing the Beast, historical romance. Double check the date. We're good. By Virginia Marconato, second in the Noble Norseman series. Kindle Unlimited. Two souls looking for love, hearts longing for a rhythm they can share with another. Brigith and Sigurd, a Saxon and a Dane, walk their own solitary paths day in and day out, never expecting the two should cross. But when Frigith is, I'm saying that wrong, I apologize, is attacked by a Norseman living in Sigurd's village, they find their fates intertwined. For Sigurd, the attraction is immediate, but how can he act on it? After the trauma she's been dealt, he knows the last thing she needs is another man vying for her attention. He has no choice but to watch her walk away. When a few days later the beautiful Saxon returns, begging for his help, he can't resist. She needs him to pretend to be her husband in order to spare her from a life she does not want. But can he accept knowing his feelings? And if what starts out as a pretense turns to something more, will she stay or walk out of his life forever? Sounds kind of more like a romance in a fantasy historical kind of setting. This is what we think it was like, but it really wasn't. Oh, I'm being snarky. I'm sorry. Did that one. That's fantasy. Mm-hmm. Women's fiction, fantasy, and hopefully you guys are, if something kind of catches your attention, you can maybe make a note of it. Lucy Score, a very huge name in young ladies. Oh, and the bell's gonna ring here in a second. The Worst Best Man by Lucy Score. The bride is a doll, the groom is the perfect gentleman, but the rest of the wedding party, they're the stuff of nightmares. Rich, check. Vapid, double check. Entitled, not enough checks in the world. And the best man, more like the worst man. But maid of honor Francesca Baranski takes her duties seriously. Kidnapped groom, she's got this. Rude attendees, you just watch her handle them. So a best man with a big attitude and an even bigger checkbook, yeah, there's no way she's going to let that pretentious, judgmental, blah 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 ruin her best friend's wedding, no matter how sexy he is. Well, that's the plan anyway. Aiden Kilborn doesn't do long term relationships. He's busy ruling the business world and has yet to find a woman he can tolerate for longer than a month, two at the outside. Oh, he's such a winner. Conquering the unconquerable is basically his bread and butter, and he hasn't met a challenge that he can't win. But Francesca Baranski, this smart mouth girl from Brooklyn, may just be his downfall. Wow. Wow. People like it though. But it's love. I can change him. Nothing's jumping out. Yeah, yeah. It's okay. I've got tons to read. Wow, already 26K readings and just came out today. Something isn't quite right there. Maybe it's a repub. Maybe they are just liking it because it's Lucy Score because she's one of the authors that the millennials love. Um, Maybe it was out on NetGalley. I don't know, but you're right. All righty. Well, the good news is I do not have to play chauffeur again, at least this morning. Don't know yet if our receptionist is going to be there today or not. So I'm hoping my Wednesday's okay. And tonight, I have to finish that Afghan. Have to. I've been putting it off, and it's has to be presented on Friday. So yeah, it's almost done. I just need to put in about an hour. All righty. Well, I hope you guys have a good Wednesday. Stay warm, Mary. Stay warm and safe and read good books. And if you're not enjoying it, it's okay to set it down. It's just pausing. It's not a reflection of the author or the book or you. It's just not the right time for these things to come together. Pick up, try something else. It's okay. Thanks. Glad you had a reprieve from taxi service and hope you're warm and have a great. Thank you very much. See you later. Yes, you will. All righty, guys. Take care. As the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day. God bless.